Hey guys, welcome back to the course. This lecture, we're going to get you set up and understanding Google Analytics so you can get it on your site and you can start stalking your customers the proper way. As I mentioned earlier, Google Analytics is the wheat bread of analytics platforms. It's free. We've established that, well, we're cheapskates, and it's also quite powerful. So you get a lot of bang for your non-existent buck. Most importantly, though, it's going to help you figure out where people are coming from and then what they're looking at when they get to your site. This is crucial information. So let's check it out and see what it looks like. After that, we'll take a look at some of the data from my projects and get you familiar with what's what. If you already have it installed on your site, feel free to skip to the next lecture or blast through this one at 2x speed so I sound kind of like a chipmunk. For this demo, I'm assuming you have a Google account already. You know, use Gmail or any of the Google products, but if you don't, you can create it in 10 seconds. Anyway, to start this journey, go to analytics.google.com. Here's what it looks like when you're starting from scratch. Hey, look at that. Google basically spells out exactly what we're going to do in 3 steps. First, we're gonna sign up for Google Analytics, then we're gonna add our tracking code to our website, and then we're gonna learn more about our audience. All right, anyway, so click sign up. Let's say I'm looking to learn about the traffic I've been receiving to my new site. It's called, I don't know, we'll call it Carl's Cream Puffs, okay? So I'll put that in here for the account name. I'll just put in the same thing under website name. Nobody will see these except for you, so just put in something that makes sense for your project. And of course, the website URL is gonna be carlscreampuffs.com. If that's secretly slang for something bad, I don't wanna know. Now select an industry category. There's a list of a bunch of different industries in here. Just pick what makes sense for your business. I'm gonna select beauty and fitness because everybody knows consuming cream puffs on a regular basis will make you look amazing. You can select whatever time zone you're in, obviously. Otherwise, we're just gonna leave the rest of the options selected as they recommend, and then click Get Tracking ID here at the bottom. See, this really doesn't take long at all. And of course, we don't actually read the terms of service, and we just blindly hit I accept, which most likely means I've signed away my firstborn child. Whatever. Okay, now you should see that Google gives you a little pop-up which points out our new tracking ID number and says we need to install it on our website. We'll do that here in a second. Scroll down just a bit and see this section about website tracking. This is where the code snippet is that we'll use on our site. Just highlight this little bit of code and then copy it. And that's literally all we have to do for this first step. I like to take that code we just copied and paste it into a doc somewhere just so I don't have to come back and then find it again if I end up getting distracted or go back to watching that cat video or whatever. If you have a custom website that you yourself have complete access to, well, you need to put this code in what's called the header section of each page that you want to track on your website. The header section is pretty easy to find because it's going to be in the bracket, the alligator brackets, and it's a head. It's usually one of the first things you see in your page code. You don't have to be a programmer to know how to do this. You just have to be able to identify that text and throw this somewhere in the middle. Now, if you run a physical store, it's a little bit different. You make sure that you take the code, you write it out, and then you post it in the entryway when people walk in. All right, now we'll take that code snippet and plug it into my website. I'm gonna show you how to do it in WordPress since something like 27% of the internet is made up of WordPress sites. But other platforms like Squarespace and Wix will work similarly, and they also have pretty much the same process to get to this. They make it very easy to do this because everybody does this at some point. Now, if you want to do this manually yourself because you're a doer, well then just open up the index file for each of your web pages and then just look for those brackets where it says headed. Drop it somewhere in there so it's not breaking up any of the other script snippets you might already have. Now you can just stick it at the very beginning or the very end just to be safe. Okay, so many WordPress themes will have a section for Google Analytics. I happen to be using one that doesn't, yay for me. That's no problem though, because you can just download the simple WordPress plugin with a ridiculously obvious name. It's called Insert Headers and Footers. As I mentioned a second ago, we'll need to insert that code snippet into the header section, and this plugin will do the hard work of adding it to every page of your site automatically, including any new pages you add in the future. So we go to settings and then click on Insert Headers and Footers. Now we're gonna paste in the copied code snippet into the scripts in the header section. So right click, paste, and there you go. Now just click save and we are good to go. That is literally all there is to setting it up. Really shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes, and that's only if you get distracted halfway through the process. Now in the next lecture, I'll show you how to dig into the data and learn more about your visitors once they start rolling in. All right, see you then.